diner buzzed like a beehive beneath the neon lights, filled with the sounds of laughter and the rich aroma of coffee. Mia Rodriguez, 27, deftly navigated the labyrinth of tables, her tray balanced on one hand as she delivered meals to the eager patrons. The hum of conversation surrounded her, yet often felt like a distant echo, as if she existed in a muted world, separated from the chaos of vibrant life mixing and mingling around her. It was just an ordinary Thursday evening, until he walked through the door, George Strait. The air shifted, the atmosphere thickening with an electric energy as the legendary country singer strode in with his signature cowboy hat tipped low over his brow. Patrons fell silent, their eyes lighting up as if a star had just descended from the night sky. He was everything Mia had ever admired, confident, charismatic, and entirely alive in his craft. "Coffee, please," he said, his voice a smooth drawl that cut through the din, gently anchoring Mia in the moment. She poured the coffee with trembling hands, the dark liquid cascading into the cup, yet her heart raced. She dared to meet his gaze, feeling the warmth of his attention wrap around her like a familiar song. In a rush of vulnerability, her emotions bubbled to the surface, and she offered him a shy but sincere "thank you" with a quiet smile. Then, in a stunning twist, George took a step back, his eyes shimmering with a creative spark. He broke into a spontaneous melody, his voice rising to fill the room. The song flowed effortlessly, a smooth mix of melancholy and joy that echoed through the diner, and patrons erupted with spontaneous applause. Mia stood frozen, entranced, as George's music wrapped around her like a warm quilt on a cold night. Each note drew her deeper, igniting sparks of forgotten dreams buried within her. Mia felt the weight of the moment, both uplifting and crushing. The reactions in the diner, smiling faces, swaying bodies, played like a soundtrack to her memories, but it wasn't just joy she felt. As the music swelled, so did an ache, sharp and ironic, reminding her of her own longing, the singing career she had once dreamed of, now a dusty relic in the attic of her heart. She stood behind the counter, an invisible spectator to a show she felt she could never be part of. As the last note faded, the jovial applause echoed like thunder, leaving Mia momentarily unmoored in a sea of complexity. Though the room erupted in cheers, she felt a growing emptiness inside her chest. Here was George Strait, a titan of country music, seamlessly weaving magic with his voice, while she could barely muster the courage to share her own songs that whispered of love, loss, and the weighty silence that filled the void left by her mother's passing. "Mia, you okay?" Lily, her best friend and co-worker, approached her, concern stitched across her brow. "Yeah, just fine," Mia managed, though the words felt strained and unconvincing. "Come on, it was beautiful. You should have seen the way everyone lit up. You've got talent, I know it," Lily urged, leaning closer with genuine affection. Her words danced around Mia like a warm breeze, but they clashed against the restless storm brewing in her heart. Mia forced a smile, gazing past the swarming tables, where laughter rang out like a distant call. She felt trapped in her own skin, burdened by the insistent reality that her dreams felt as far away as stars scattered across the velvet night sky. Each cheer was a reminder of what could have been, of the voice that had long been stifled and muted. She turned away, returning to her duties, her insides aching with the resonance of George Strait's song, still echoing in her mind like a poignant reminder of everything she did not yet dare to be. The diner seemed to blur into the past as Mia's mind drifted back to her childhood, a patchwork of sunlit moments and bittersweet melodies. She could almost hear the notes of their favorite songs playing softly in the background, the sweet strumming of a guitar mingling with her mother's voice, which always had the power to uplift her spirit even on the darkest days. Little Mia would curl up on the couch, her head resting on her mother's lap as they sang old country ballads, filled with tales of love lost and found. The living room, cramped but filled with warmth, became their sanctuary, where melodies wrapped around them like a comforting embrace. They would laugh and harmonize, the lyrics becoming threads that stitched their bond tighter with every note. It was during those cherished moments that Mia nurtured her own dreams of singing, her heart soaring with hopes and imaginings of grandeur. Yet, life's imprints don't always stay light. The laughter faded into the background when Mia's mother grew ill, the familiar tunes replaced by the sterile sounds of hospital machines, a relentless reminder of the fragility of life. Her mother's once vibrant spirit dimmed, and the house that once rang with joy, filled with an oppressive silence. Mia would often sit by her bedside, a guitar resting through her fingers, yearning to summon the songs that had once brought them together. But the notes felt trapped, locked away by fear and despair. The last song they sang together before the silence descended was "I Will Always Love You." It was both a farewell and a promise, a bittersweet reminder of the love they'd shared. The moment lingered in Mia's memory like a ghost, haunting her every step. After her mother's passing, everything felt engulfed in a shroud of grief, a deep-rooted ache that stifled her dreams and drowned out the music swirling in her heart. When she returned to school, her classmates began to notice the empty space where laughter had once thrived. Where Mia had previously soared, she now stumbled through life, her dreams abandoned like old toys in the corner of a forgotten room. The abundant love her mother had nurtured began to feel like a burden. As she listened to the music playing in her heart, it was a reminder of her lost potential. Singing in the mirror became a secret habit, something she could do when no one could see. The echoes of her soft voice mingled with fading memories. "Mia, don't forget to pick up your shift tomorrow." Lily's voice pierced through the web of recollection, pulling her back to the present. The diner buzzed with the evening crowd. Plates clattered, conversations spiraled, and laughter rang through the air. Yet Mia's heart still lingered in the shadows of her past, where the haunting strains of her memories played a pained tune. "You okay? You zoned out for a minute there." "Yeah, just thinking," Mia replied, forcing a smile that felt heavier than it should have. Lily eyed her knowingly, sensing the turmoil beneath her surface. "You know I'm always here for you, right?" Lily continued, her voice a soft anchor amidst Mia's storm. "You should channel that energy into something, like singing. Have you thought about it?" Mia's throat tightened. "I haven't sung in years, I guess. I just don't know if it's worth it anymore." "Don't say that. Remember how we used to belt out those songs at your place? You were incredible," Lily encouraged. Her tone brightened with enthusiasm, as if she could set a match to the faded embers of Mia's passion. Mia picked at her apron strings, the vibrant memories of her mother's voice resonating within her, demanding to be acknowledged. "Things are different now after," she faltered, the word hanging between them like a fragile thread, the unspeakable weight of mourning still pressing heavily on her heart. "We were kids then, and a lot has changed since," Lily said gently. "But you've still got that spark. Why not give it a shot?" Mia paused, reflecting on Lily's words. The fear that often wrapped tightly around her was like a stranglehold, keeping her from moving forward. Yet there was a glimmer of something, a flicker of hope igniting deep within her heart, a hesitation layered with excitement and apprehension. As the evening crowd began to wane, the closing diner lights flickered along with her mood, casting long shadows that mirrored the memories of her past. Those memories hung gently like low-hanging clouds, and suddenly Mia felt her resolve harden against the darkness. Perhaps there was something there, buried beneath layers of grief and fear, just waiting for her to unearth it. Driving home that night, the roads ahead stretched endlessly, a reflection of her own uncertainty. The radio played softly, a hint of country music surfacing, bringing her back to those cherished evenings with her mother. She held her breath, allowing herself to feel the warmth of the moment, imagining her mother's guiding hand resting gently on her shoulder, urging her to rediscover the music inside. Shadows danced along the road, but for the first time in a long while, Mia sensed the stirrings of creativity beneath the surface, an echo of the dreams she thought she had lost forever. The following week at the diner moved like a fleeting melody, the hum of life surrounding Mia as she busied herself with coffee refills and orders. Every sound echoed in her mind, but George Strait's tunes played on an endless loop, igniting feelings of inspiration and uncertainty. She remembered the way he captivated the diner crowd, and her heart melted with longing to experience that magic herself, yet fear anchored her firmly in place. After her shift one evening, with the stars beginning to twinkle outside the diner window, Mia found Lily waiting eagerly at their usual booth, her laptop open and half-full coffee cups steaming beside her. "Mia, you should have seen the crowd last night. They were buzzing about the local talent at the open mic. It's just a few miles from here." Lily's eyes sparkled with excitement. Mia wrinkles her brow, anxiety knitting her features. "You really think I could just walk in there and sing?" "Of course, you gotta give it a shot," Lily insisted, her fingers dancing playfully as she pictured Mia on stage. "Just imagine the energy. I'll be right there with you." Yet, as Lily painted vivid imagery of a possible future, doubt wormed its way back into Mia's heart. What if I'm terrible? What if I freeze up? What if nobody wants to hear me sing? The weight of each what if stifled her spirit, wrapping her in fragile strands of apprehension. "Everyone starts somewhere. It's part of the journey," Lily replied, her frustration laced with unwavering support. "You've faced so much already. Don't let fear stop you now." "What do you know about fear?" Mia fired back, unable to mask her defensiveness. "It's not just stage fright. It's about everything I lost. After Mum, I'm just not the same." Lily took a deep breath and leaned closer, sincerity dancing in her eyes. "I know you've been through the fire, but you're stronger than you think. Don't let your past steal this chance from you." Mia felt a surge of defiance, but quickly deflated, overwhelmed by emotion. "I guess I'm just scared. Before, with Mom, the singing felt safe. Being vulnerable now, in front of people, it terrifies me." Days turned into restless nights, filled with introspection. The open mic crept closer, looming like a dark silhouette. Mia observed patrons take to the stage, their bright smiles contrasting sharply with her own tightening chest. Each night, the gravity of her decision became heavier, and the anxiety wrapped around her like a shroud, isolating her from the world. In quiet moments after closing, Mia would return home and pick up her old guitar. The rain tapping gently against her window enveloped her, as she strummed softly, the notes unfurling as a tentative expression of longing. Even as she sang, memories of her mother whispered softly, urging her to embrace the music once more. But as soon as the melodies began to rise from her lips, ghosts of doubt would settle in. "What if your voice isn't enough?" it nagged. "What if her love is all that kept you going? What if you fail?" Yet on one particularly rainy evening, as the storm brewed outside, Mia played and sang with reckless abandon, tears falling freely. She let the music pour from her heart, feeling the weight of her fears dissipate like mist in the sunlight. For that moment, it felt freeing, a release from the suffocating loneliness that had gripped her. The next morning, she awoke to sunlight spilling through her window. Still feeling fragile, she leaned against the brightness of the day and decided to face the open mic, fueled by a flicker of defiance and determination. It wasn't an easy choice, but it felt necessary, a chance to reclaim a part of herself she had buried deep within. When Friday night arrived, the diner had excitement humming in the air. Mia sat in her car outside the venue, gazing at the vibrant sign that flickered with warmth, an invitation pulsing in the dark. She could hear the muffled sounds of music and laughter swirling from inside, but felt anchored in place, heart pounding. Taking a deep breath, she thought of her mother, how she would clench Mia's hands and smile, urging her to shine. Taking a leap of faith, Mia stepped out of the car, heart pulsing with both anticipation and fear, determined not to let another opportunity slip away. As she made her way to the entrance, surrounded by the vibrant chatter of locals sharing stories and dreams, the energy surged through her. This time, she felt the urge to sing, not as a desperate plea to escape, but as a celebration of life, a refusal to fade into silence. The echoes of past glory and grief mingled in her heart, ready to fuel her voice and guide her forward into the light. Once inside, the atmosphere embraced Mia like a warm hug. The bustling venue shimmered with anticipation, the clinking of glasses and low murmur of conversations weaving together a vibrant tapestry of life. A small stage adorned with soft lighting beckoned in the corner, where brave souls shared their stories through song, their voices echoing against the aged brick walls. The sight struck a chord deep within Mia's heart. Lily caught sight of Mia and waved excitedly, her smile a beacon of encouragement. "You made it," she cheered, weaving through the crowd to reach her friend. "You're going to crush it, I just know it." "Yeah, right," Mia said, feigning a laugh. "What if I fall on my face?" "You won't," Lily said firmly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Just remember, the folks here are rooting for you. They want to see you shine." As the night wore on, Mia watched numerous performers step onto the stage, each pouring their hearts into melodies that resonated like truths spoken from the depths of their souls. Some sang of heartbreak, others of love's redemptive power. Every note seemed to pass through the air and intertwine, creating a shared experience that lifted the audience as one. But when the host finally called for the next performer, Mia felt the familiar pounding of her heart quicken to an almost unbearable rhythm. "You're up, Mia," Lily whispered, an excited yet gentle nudge guiding her toward the stage. Mia swallowed hard. "I can't," she breathed, panic creeping in as she battled the familiar tide of doubt. "Mia, you belong up there. Go," Lily insisted, pushing her forward with an encouraging smile that fueled her resolve. A deep breath steadied her nerves as she approached the stage, the spotlight illuminating her like a soft glow. The audience's chatter faded into a gentle hum, their attention turning toward her. Mia's breath caught in her throat, but the warmth radiating from the crowd felt oddly comforting, imbuing her with a moment of strength. She took her place at the microphone, her guitar slung over her shoulder, fingers trembling slightly as she adjusted the strap. The echoes of her mother's voice whispered in her ear, pushing her to embrace the moment. "You can do this," Mia thought, closing her eyes to block out the fear. "I'm Mia," she said, her voice trembling. "I used to sing a lot, but it's been a while." The audience responded with a supportive murmur, some cheering, others clapping. Encouraged, Mia continued, "This song is for my mum, who taught me to believe in myself." With that, her fingers deftly found the familiar strings, the guitar resting comfortably in her hands. As the first chord rang out, it resonated within her heart, a reminder of past dreams and unexpressed hopes. The music filled the space around her, wrapping around the audience like a warm embrace. When she began to sing, the words flowed from her lips like a river breaking free of ice. The lyrics poured out with honesty, expressing her longing for love and memories of loss, every note a glimpse into her heart. Each phrase sang of a journey shared, a reconciliation of who she was with who she could be. As the song unfolded, Mia felt freedom surge within her. The room transformed into a cocoon, allowing her emotions to unfold without judgment. She could see her mother's face smiling down with pride in her mind's eye, and with every note, it became easier to share her truth. The audience's faces radiated warmth, many swaying gently to the rhythm of her voice. Though she was nervous, there was a growing sense of empowerment washing over her, a realization that this was more than just a performance. It was a celebration of her story, her resilience. As the final note lingered in the air, silence enveloped the room for a heartbeat before an eruption of applause filled the space, a wave of sound surging toward her like a tidal wave of encouragement. Mia opened her eyes, astonished, breathless with disbelief. She hadn't expected such support, the warmth of the applause wrapping around her like a soft blanket. Lily was among the first to stand, her clapping palm raised high. "You were amazing!" she shouted, her voice ringing above the rest. Mia stepped off the stage, feeling as if she were floating, the worries she had carried for so long dissipating into the night. As she made her way back to Lily, the crowd was still cheering, maintaining the atmosphere of joy that resonated in her heart. "You did it! You really did it!" Lily exclaimed, pulling Mia into a tight embrace. "I knew you had it in you." "Honestly, I'm still in shock," Mia laughed, unable to keep the smile from her face. Suddenly, the storm of self-doubt that had crashed over her for so long felt washed away, replaced by a tranquil clarity. "Let's celebrate," Lily suggested, eyes sparkling with the thrill of the moment. They retreated to the bar, where the bartender poured them a couple of glasses of soda, cheerfully toasting to Mia's triumphant return to music. As they clinked glasses, the night felt transformative, a turning point leading Mia back to the woman she had once been, full of dreams, laughter, and music. The diner, once a place of silent reflection for her, was now bursting with vibrancy and life, much like Mia herself. In that moment, she realized this was not just a singular victory, but the beginning of a journey, a chance to step beyond the past. Holding the glass close to her chest, Mia felt a flicker of hope igniting, burning brightly against any lingering fears. No longer shadowed by grief, Mia understood that she could carry her mother's spirit with her while pursuing the dreams that once felt out of reach. The music within her, a gift to be shared, began to echo through the chambers of her heart once again. And for the first time, the future felt wide open, inviting her to dance and sing in its embrace. In the days following the open mic, Mia found herself riding a wave of renewed energy. The buzzing applause lingered in her mind, a gentle reminder that she was capable of more than she had once believed. The world outside felt different, brighter, more vibrant, filled with the songs that had waited patiently for her to embrace them once more. Each day, Mia would return to her shifts at the diner with a lightness in her step. The same customers came in, but she found herself engaging more deeply with them, sharing smiles and laughter as the music flowed within her. She often found herself humming under her breath, the tunes from her performance, alighting memories of comfortable nights spent strumming away under her mother's watchful gaze. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low and painted the diner in warm hues of orange and pink, a new face walked through the door. A tall man with tousled hair, wearing a worn denim jacket and an approachable smile, caught Mia's eye. He walked confidently to the counter, and as their eyes met, he nodded in acknowledgement. "Hey, are you the one I heard at the open mic?" he asked, a twinkle in his eye. Mia's cheeks flushed, the shyness creeping in. Yeah, that was me." "Awesome. I loved your voice. Really heartfelt. My name's David." He extended a hand, which Mia shook, feeling an unexpected warmth radiate from his grip. "Thanks, David. I'm Mia," she replied, her nervousness slowly dissolving in the face of genuine kindness. "I play guitar too," he said, as they moved to a corner booth. "Honestly, I'm always looking for people to jam with. Would you want to join?" The question resonated deep within her, echoing her desire for collaboration and connection. "I've never really played with anyone before," she admitted hesitantly. "Not to worry, it'll be fun. Just casual, nothing serious," David reassured her, his relaxed demeanor putting her at ease. "So, what do you say?" Mia felt a flicker of excitement. The thought of sharing music with someone new was intoxicating. The lingering fear of inadequacy bubbled up, but with it came the bold voice of that night at the diner, urging her to step beyond her comfort zone. "Okay, let's do it." With plans set for the weekend, the days crawled by as Mia juggled work and anticipation. Each shift brought new energy, and with every glance in a mirror she saw a slightly different version of herself, stronger, braver. On Saturday, they met at David's apartment, a cozy space adorned with posters of classic country artists and acoustic guitars lining the walls. The atmosphere buzzed with a sense of possibility as Mia tuned her guitar, heart fluttering with a mix of nerves and excitement. "Just remember, this is all about having fun," David promised, strumming some chords that filled the room with warmth. As the first notes resonated, Mia felt a surge of freedom. They played together, David's rhythms complementing her melodies. Their laughter echoed, filling the room with camaraderie as they shared stories between songs. He offered gentle encouragement whenever a chord slipped from her fingers, making light of it, reminding her that mistakes were part of the journey. "Music is like life," he mused during a break, leaning back against the couch. "It's all about finding harmony amidst the chaos." Mia nodded, reflecting on his words. It reminded her of the path she had traveled, the dark moments that had shaped her, the grief that had poured itself into her music. "It's funny how something so beautiful can come from such pain," she replied, sentiment mingling with an unexpected gratitude for her experiences. David's eyes softened as he listened, sensing the depths of her journey. "You've got a gift, Mia. Don't be afraid to let it shine." They spent hours jamming, each song sparking joy and connection that felt electric. Mia's fears began to dissipate, replaced by a satisfying rhythm that surged through them both. For the first time in a long while, she felt genuinely free enough to share herself fully without the shadows of doubt. As the weeks flowed by, Mia and David formed a bond that transcended music. They spent nights rehearsing, sharing late-night conversations over cups of coffee and building a friendship that grew deeper with each passing day. Their shared moments became cherished foundations, and the notes they played echoed the laughter and the warmth of solidarity. Encouraged by their progress, David suggested they perform at the next open mic together. "I think our songs can offer something special to the crowd," he said, enthusiasm lighting his features. Mia hesitated, anxious thoughts creeping in. "What if I mess up?" David shook his head, eyes sincere. "You won't. Remember, it's about sharing our journey. The audience will feel that." His unwavering faith in her took root, intertwining with the growing confidence she had cultivated since returning to the stage. They rehearsed relentlessly, honing their set, weaving together harmonies that felt both delicate and powerful. The night of the performance arrived, and Mia's heart raced with a mix of anxiety and excitement. The diner was buzzing again, but this time her nerves felt charged with anticipation. The moment their turn approached, Mia's mind whirled with thoughts of support, laughter, and newfound friendship. As they took the stage, David placed a reassuring hand on her back. "We've got this," he whispered. Mia smiled back, breathless but ready. As the first chords rang out, she allowed herself to be swept into the moment, surrendering to the music, the warmth of shared energy enveloping her. Together, they sang about dreams and hardships, filling the room with raw, genuine emotion that resonated deeply. The audience felt it too, their attention palpable, encouragement radiating from every face. Each note connected them, weaving a tapestry of solidarity that mirrored Mia's journey, one of growth, healing, and the power of community. When their final note lingered in the air, the applause erupted, setting Mia's heart alight with joy. She looked at David, who was grinning from ear to ear, and suddenly all the worries faded away once more. It was just them and the music, a moment of magic that could only be crafted through friendship and shared vulnerability. Back on solid ground, Mia felt transformed. The music might have been theirs, but the spirit of that performance was a tribute to perseverance, to the change that comes with courage, and to the power of embracing life's greatest uncertainties. The applause filled her, no longer an echo of fear but a celebration of rebirth. In that moment she understood that her voice was a part of a greater harmony, a connection to everyone willing to listen. And as she savored the magic in the air, she realized this wasn't just about her journey anymore. It was about every person whose heart had ever whispered the longing to sing. Together they would rise, note by note, heart by heart. As the weeks rolled onward after their electrifying performance, Mia flourished. Each rehearsal with David not only drew them closer musically, but also nurtured a vibrant friendship built on shared dreams and laughter. Music became the fabric of their daily lives, stitching together moments of joy and renewal. Then came an unexpected phone call from an old friend, Amy, who stirred a whirlwind of emotions within Mia. "Mia, it's been ages. I heard about you performing again. We're organizing a reunion next month and you have to come." Mia's heart raced at the thought. "A reunion? I don't know, Amy." The waves of nostalgia threatened to pull her under. "Everyone's been talking about you. It would be fantastic to see you perform," Amy coaxed, her excitement palpable. "I'll think about it," Mia finally replied, casting a sidelong glance at her guitar propped against the wall, a symbol of her passion and fear. Memories of past performances hung heavy in her mind, the fear of judgment a persistent ghost. In the days that followed, the looming reunion felt like a weight hanging over her. Each morning brought practiced chords and melodies, with David's steady encouragement grounding her. "You've come so far, Mia. You have a voice worthy of being heard," he would remind her, instilling a flicker of confidence amidst swirling anxieties. The night before the reunion, Mia nestled on her porch, the crisp air embracing her as she strummed absent-mindedly at her guitar. The stars twinkled overhead, whispering promises of a new dawn. Memories of laughter and heartache drifted in, dancing to the tunes. A gentle breeze carried her mother's voice to her, urging her to embrace this moment, a summons to reconnect with her past on her own terms. "Tonight, you will share your journey," it felt like her mother said. Mia put on a simple yet flowing dress on the day of the reunion, a garment that made her feel both strong and graceful. Stepping through the school doors, she was greeted by an orchestra of voices and laughter, echoing off the familiar hallways. Old classmates filled the space, feeling both foreign and comforting. "Mia, you're here," Amy exclaimed, her excitement infectious. "It's so great to see you." "I can't believe how many of you are here," Mia marveled, warmth flooding her cheeks. She felt the energy of nostalgia lift the weight of her anxieties. As classmates approached, stories flowed freely. Laughter erupted over memories of basketball games and late-night study sessions. "You've always had a beautiful voice, Mia. Remember the talent show?" One friend pleaded, nostalgia brightening their eyes. "You should perform tonight." The memory quickly turned visceral, rekindling both their encouragement and her self-doubt. Meanwhile, backstage, anticipation bubbled within her. She could hear faint whispers from the crowd, an enthusiastic murmur of familiar voices urging her to embrace her past. "Mia, it's your turn." David's voice jolted her back to the present, a beacon of support shining amidst her fears. Taking a deep breath, Mia stepped onto the stage, the warm stage lights casting a golden hue. She could see her classmates and friends, faces of acceptance and love shining back at her. It felt surreal as she recognized those who had cheered for her once before, who had dreamt alongside her. "Hey everyone, wow, it's been a while since I've stood on a stage like this," she began, her voice barely above a whisper. The crowd leaned forward, eager and curious. "Tonight isn't just about me, it's about all of us." Overcoming her hesitations, Mia strummed the first chords, letting the music wash over her like a wave. As the melody flowed, she embodied the laughter, tears, and growth of her journey. The song became a bridge, a connection through shared experiences, transcending the past she had once shunned. The audience was entranced, many swaying gently to the rhythm, their eyes glistening with shared emotions. For Mia, it was cathartic. She was sharing not just a performance, but a piece of her heart. She poured out the stories of loss and hope, reminiscences mingling with the present. As the final note hung in the air, applause erupted like a rainstorm. A flood of warmth and acceptance embraced her, igniting a spark of exhilaration. She met David's gaze backstage. The pride in his eyes reassured her that she had conquered her fears. "Mia, you were incredible. Everyone loved you," he exclaimed as she rejoined him, breathless and exhilarated. Tears welled up as Mia watched the laughter and joy ripple across the reunion. She had not only reclaimed her voice, but had also woven her story into the tapestry of their shared memories. Embracing her friends, she realized this was not about overcoming her past, but about embracing every note, every moment, and every heartbeat that led her to this point. As the night stretched on, nostalgia painted the dance floor, laughter echoed in the hallway, and conversations flowed like sweet melodies. Each friend offered pieces of their lives, creating an atmosphere ripe with connection. They shared promises of reconnecting and experiences that bridged the gaps of time. Standing among them, Mia felt remarkably whole, like a song written throughout the years had finally found its chorus. She recognized the beauty in every struggle, the strength in vulnerability. The reunion wasn't just a reunion, it was a celebration of what it means to rise again. Through their stories and songs, they were bound together, friends past, present, and future. With every shared note and recognition of growth, Mia felt the echoes of her journey transform into unforgettable harmonies, a reminder that together they could create a symphony that would resonate far into the future, a testament to resilience, a song about dreams renewed, and an unwavering melody of friendship that would last a lifetime. As the reunion night began to fade into a memory, Mia felt a warmth inside her, a blend of gratitude and contentment. A sense of belonging washed over her, replacing the fears that once clouded her mind. The laughter of friends lingered in her ears, echoing the vibrant connection they had rekindled. In the days following, Mia carried that warmth with her. She resumed her routine with David, but now each strum of her guitar felt more potent, enriched by the collective support of her friends. Their voices played in her head, fueling her spirit and igniting her creativity. Together they crafted songs that spoke of friendship, healing, and the beauty of second chances. One evening, they set up in her backyard as the sun sank low, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and pink. "Let's write something special," David suggested, strumming a few soft chords. Mia closed her eyes, letting the notes wash over her. "How about a song about our journey, about finding our way back to each other?" David nodded, his smile bright. "Exactly. Let's capture that feeling of togetherness." As they played, words flowed like a stream, rich and clear. The song blossomed into a heartfelt tribute to the bonds they had forged, celebrating not only their shared experiences, but the resilience that threaded through their lives. "We've both come so far," Mia declared, her fingers dancing across the strings. "This is just the beginning for us." Days turned into weeks, and fueled by their song, Mia decided to share it with her friends from the reunion. She organized a small gathering at the diner where it had all started. Inviting those who had engaged and encouraged her, she felt excitement bubble within her. The evening arrived, the diner's warmth inviting. Old memories mingled with new as her friends filled the space. The atmosphere buzzed with energy, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. As Mia and David took the stage that night, the crowd settled, their faces filled with eager anticipation. "Thank you all for being here," Mia began, her voice steady despite the flutter in her chest. "This song is about friendship and the strength we find in each other. We want to celebrate all of you, every journey, every moment together." With a gentle nod to David, they began to play. The melody wrapped around each listener, drawing them in as Mia poured her heart into the lyrics. Each note resonated like a heartbeat, echoing the friendships they had forged. The audience swayed in unison, some humming along, caught up in the emotions that filled the room. The song became a tapestry of shared experiences, a reminder of the warmth of connection. Mia's gaze swept across the diners, her friends beaming, laughter in their eyes, as she strummed the final chords. When the last note faded, the cheers erupted like fireworks. The joy filled the diner, wrapping them all in a cocoon of unity. Mia felt tears prick at her eyes as she looked around at the faces that had supported her journey, her family, by choice. "This is just the beginning, isn't it?" David asked, his voice soft yet firm as the applause settled. "Definitely," Mia replied, her heart swelling with hope. "We have so many stories yet to tell." As the night wore on, laughter and music blended, resonating with newfound purpose. They reminisced, planned future adventures, and forged promises of connection. In that moment, amid the celebration, Mia understood. This was more than just rekindling friendships. It was about embracing the journey ahead, no longer alone but surrounded by those who cherished her as deeply as she cherished them. Standing under the flickering lights of the diner, Mia felt a gentle breeze ripple through her soul. The doubts of the past no longer loomed large. Instead, she was filled with a sense of destiny. Her dreams were alive, and it was up to her to nurture them. Together with David and their friends, she was ready to compose the next chapter, a continuation of songs yet to be sung, stories to be woven, and a life to be fully embraced. And as she stepped forward into the new dawn, Mia carried with her the melody of friendship, a treasure that would echo through the years, promising harmony in every note of her journey ahead.